cannot be understood by one who is not a devotee. But a devotee can understand how powerful is unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. It is so powerful that Krishna can be controlled by an unalloyed devotee. This Bhritya Vashyata does not mean that he is under the control of the servant. Rather, he is under the control of the servant's pure love. In Bhagavad Gita 121, it is said that Krishna became the chariot driver of Arjuna. Arjuna ordered him, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapayami. My dear Krishna, you have agreed to be my charioteer and now execute my orders. Place my chariot between the two armies of soldiers. Krishna immediately executed this order, and therefore one may argue that Krishna also is not independent. But this is one's ajnana, ignorance. Krishna is always fully independent. When he becomes subordinate to his devotees, this is a display of ananda, chinmaya, rasa, the humor of transcendental qualities that increases his transcendental pleasure. Everyone worships Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he sometimes desires to be controlled by someone else. Such a controller can be no one else but a pure devotee. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sarva Shastra Dhipiyusha Sarva Vedaika Satphala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya Sarva Lokaika Drikpada Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavatam Prabhu Kali Dhvantodika Ditya Shri Krishna Parivartita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Great pleasure to be back here at ISKCON Mandir. Very grateful to Chaitanya Prabhu and all the authorities here for having given me an opportunity to come here and discuss a few wonderful pastimes of Lord Krishna. This is one of the most beautiful and sweetest pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10. And the purports here, Srila Prabhupada's purports are so revealing. Apparently so many contradictions happening in the story. It is the genius of His divine grace that in His words in this purport He is resolving it all for us, not leaving any confusions, not leaving any bewilderment, not leaving any muck in the head, clarifying it all for us so that we can take shelter of that personality who is conquered by love, who is conquered by pure devotional service. Indeed, it's a great honor and a privilege to be able to say a few things in this august assembly of devotees here. It's definitely a great honor and a privilege to be able to share a few thoughts on such a revealing chapter, with such revealing verses and such incredibly revealing purports. It's not an easy thing to comment on what Srila Prabhupada has said. In fact, I would say, and I probably feel to myself, that his purports are a lecture in itself. This particular purport is like a talk in itself. And to comment on something so exalted is not the prerogative of someone as small as myself. Yet, as a service, I would like to share a few thoughts on these purports, Prabhupada's writing to these verses. It's a long purport, and I don't know how much we could share about this, but just a couple of thoughts, and probably something again. Here, in this particular verse, text number 18, is the formula to success in any endeavor in life, in particular, endeavor in Krishna consciousness. The success formula for anything in life is not really much different from the success formula in Krishna consciousness. And herein, through this particular verse, Shukadeva Goswami is teaching us what the success formula is. We've been hearing about this story for a couple of days, last few weeks, and we've been hearing how Mother Yashoda is trying to catch Krishna, is trying to bind Krishna, and ultimately here now, finally, she's been successful in binding Krishna. We have heard how the ropes that she tied together to bind Krishna was 2 fingers short. And finally here in this verse it says, Swamatuhu Swinnagatraya Visrasta Kavarasrajaha. Swamatuhu, seeing his own mother, Swinnagatraya, perspiring profusely, Visrasta Kavarasrajaha, of the flowers from her hair falling off, her hair getting disheveled, unkempt now. Drishtva, when Krishna saw this, Parishramam, the hard work, the effort of his mother. When he saw the Parishrama, the hard work, the effort that his mother put, Kripaya Seet, then he decided, Kripaya, now let me give my mercy to my dear mother. Swabandhani, and then he was bound. And this verse is the verse for success formula in anything in life, in particular Krishna consciousness. That for success one needs 2 things, Parishrama and Kripa. Parishrama referring to the hard work, the effort that a devotee puts in a spiritual life, and Kripa referring to the grace, the mercy that Krishna showers on his devotee. That's what the 2 fingers really represent. I'm sure a lot of devotees must have discussed this in a very illuminating way, how these 2 fingers represent effort, or they haven't, effort and mercy. The 2 fingers that were short to bind Krishna, 1 finger represents the effort of the devotee, and the 2nd finger represents the mercy that Krishna sends. So long as we keep trying to put our efforts, that's just bridging the gap by 1 finger. Till the time the other finger is not completed, Krishna cannot be bound. And therefore the grace of Krishna, the mercy of Krishna has to come in order that Krishna be bound, in order that we can get success in our Krishna consciousness in our life. The only place where